Kirk, great to see you again.
Hey, man, great to see you too. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course. It's always a pleasure. So the thing that I find so funny is I grew up, I went to these book fairs, and it was funny when I started to think of them. I know this sounds odd. Maybe some of the people in the audience can relate. I remember like collecting the Clifford the Big Red Dog series.
Right.
And that was like, right. But
that's right. And Stuart Little in the sports car and James the Giant Peach.
Right. So I think to myself, and then all of a sudden I see this stuff online about what you've been exposing at these Scholastic Book Fairs. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, now if my kids didn't go to Catholic school, and maybe I still need to know what they're getting at their book fair because I go to it and I've helped as they've been younger, but explain to folks what's going on at these Scholastic Book Fairs.
So a little context, everyone's seen at least one of those videos of the mama bears at the school board meeting holding up this inappropriate, obscene material for the board so that they can see what's in the books that they're showing to their kids in their library. And then like the cop will come and shut them down saying, you can't show that. That's inappropriate. But these are for the kids. This is what they're seeing. So we thought, wait a minute. Who's actually publishing this material? Who's actually distributing it into public and private schools, even Catholic and Christian schools? And after a little digging, we discovered that the wolf in sheep's clothing is Scholastic. Scholastic is the 1,000-pound gorilla in the space of children's books. They're the world's largest publisher and distributor of children's material into libraries and public schools. And Scholastic fairs are all the rage. Everyone has them. They have over 100,000 of these fairs every year in public and private schools. So you likely have one maybe at your Catholic school, at private schools, and certainly public schools and libraries. And this stuff is so dangerous because the covers look benign enough, but inside it's laced with pornographic, obscene material that even Facebook, Meta, shuts down ads that show the inside of books being promoted to second graders to sixth graders because it's full nudity. It is instruction manuals on how to turn your female sex organs into a 2-inch willy, as they say, their words. And not to mention underage drinking, unsnapping of bras, getting into the sheets, and transgender sex experiences. So this kind of stuff is really, really awful. And we actually have a PDF for parents to download on the website so you can see with your own eyes. And understand, I'm not exaggerating. This is not hyperbole. You can see it by downloading it. Show it to the parents at your school and your librarian and your principal and let them know what's going on so that you can replace Scholastic with a much better, more wholesome alternative.
Yeah, so I want to break down several of the things you said. So let's, first of all, what's the website that you can download the PDF on?
So it's called Skytree.
Okay.
Bookfairs.org. And Skytree is a nonprofit that is going to be replacing Scholastic. And all the book titles are vetted. They're wholesome. They're designed to root children in truth and traditional values that will preserve and nourish their innocence and their character. Just go to skytreebookfairs.org.
All right. Second thing that you said that was so interesting at the beginning of this conversation is that it's interesting that both the social media platforms like Meta and Facebook, et cetera, and yet, and you gave the story of the parents that have gone out to public forums and tried to show it, and public officials will say you can't read that in public. You can't show it. They don't want you to see it. The social media platforms will ban it, but they want to give it to our kids. That's the thing that I find so fascinating about this. We can't say it at a public forum. You can't show it at a public forum, and you can't put it on a social media platform, but it's okay to give to a kid. It blows my mind that it would be one thing if they said we should all be seeing this. It's out there in the public and everyone should be aware of it. But yet they don't want you to see it at a open, public hearing or put it on a social media platform. But then they'll say, but it's okay that the kid got it.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. So this is the same kind of double standard that we see when we see the left say things like, you guys can't resort to violence and the things that you saw in Washington, D.C., but they'll go ahead and say, when the riots break out with BLM, this is all understandable. Your rage is real. We feel you. And this just reveals that there's duplicity going on. There's deception going on. And these are tactics of an elite group of people who want to separate you from your children. And the easiest way to do that is get them 7 hours a day in a government school where you sexualize them early. If you can sexualize children, you will effectively drive a wedge between them and you, the parents, and their naturally curious little minds, their impressionable consciences, and their curiosity will take them down this rabbit hole. And parents and authority figures are going to be the last ones that they want to talk to. And that's what these books cater to. If you can get the heart and mind of the child and essentially disciple them for 12 years in school, 7 hours a day, and get the parents to pay for it with their tax dollars, you got a sweet deal and you control the future of your country.
So when you guys brought this forward and if you go to Skytree Book Fair and you download this and you bring it to the principal, is it your experience, or anecdotally have you heard, are people shocked by it, or are they like, yeah, of course we knew that?
No, they're shocked by it. They don't know that. Parents don't know it. Even people, like I said, the staff of the schools and the librarians don't know it. Some of them know it, and they're in the agenda. They think this is actually a morally good thing.
Right.
But the vast majority of people, reasonable people, understand that this is sick. If you look at the pictures and download it, you will have no ambiguity in your mind. It's full nudity, hands down pants, bisexual, non-conforming, non-binary experiences. It's just, there's a girl holding a fake penis and scrotum talking about how she puts it in her jeans to be her packer so she looks like a guy until she gets her surgery. It's just absurd stuff. But what I really want to focus on, Sean, is what are we going to do about it besides being sideline referees calling foul, foul, foul all day long? Meanwhile, our kids are the casualties. Get them out of these places, or at least replace the harmful things with good things. And there are over 1,000 schools, Sean, that have already started the application process, public schools and private schools, to ditch Scholastic. They're dying to get rid of Scholastic and replace them with Skytree Book Fairs. And this is the first time they've had a chance to do it because there's no other game in town. You can have the same benefits to your school and the budget by keeping the book prices low, and all the books are actually going to be reinforcing good values.